Thank you for joining me for this special bonus content live so that I can come and talk to you about some things that have been happening with our channel that have been amazing and also challenging and interesting. Life is always throwing a lot at you, right? And so I know that many of you have watched with amazement, as my team and I have, as this channel has just grown astronomically over the last several months. It has really been kind of overwhelming, of course, gratifying, and it's also posed some new challenges that I'm going to talk about. Of course, one of those challenges is that we are now, I specifically am being accused of, I don't even know what you would call it, YouTube fraud, subscriber fraud, buying fake subscribers. I've been introduced to the term non-organic subscribers. I've had to look up all of these things. And so I thought it would be very valuable to come on and talk about what's been happening with our channel and address some of these allegations and try to put a stop to them. I recognize that I will very likely be as unable to completely stop these false allegations, just as I have been unable to completely stop the false allegations against Joseph and Emma and Hiram Smith, because that's what people love to do, particularly, it seems, lovers of polygamy. They love to just make false claims, throw it out there, and that's how they engage. So, but I'm going to do my best to try to clear the air. Just as I'm trying to end the false allegations for Joseph and Emma and Hiram, I'm going to try to do so for myself as well. So I'm just going to lay all of the evidence out there so everyone can at least be informed about what's actually happening with our channel before they believe any of these ridiculous claims that that lovers of polygamy love to spread around the internet. So first of all, I want to lay out kind of the history of our channel, where we've come from and what we've seen happening. And then I want to give some explanations of why this has been happening from the beginning and more recently, especially. And then I will give you some verification of what I'm saying and respond to some of the claims that have been coming against us. So hopefully this will be useful and worthwhile. I find it to be, well, I'm assuming that many people will be interested in this crazy growth that has been happening. So let me back up and start at the beginning. When I started this channel, when I felt so strongly impressed that I needed to do it, I honestly did not know if anybody would be interested. I didn't know. I mean, I hoped I'd get to 100 subscribers at some point, but I didn't know if I would ever get to 1,000. And I just felt like, okay, well, I feel like I'm supposed to do it, so I'm going to do it regardless. So I was so happy and gratified when, just before I got to my 1 year mark to do that 1 year recording, I had 1,000 subscribers. And that was that 1 year recording when I officially came out and said that I had come to believe that Joseph wasn't a polygamist. So I think that in some ways that really hurt the channel, because there had been a lot of people who liked having me speak out against polygamy, but who also wanted me to speak out against Joseph Smith. So we lost some subscribers after that, but then we started to gain more as well. So that's just how it always seems to go. So from the 1 year to the 2 year mark, the channel grew to 15,000 subscribers. So many of you will recall this episode, and I'm going to add this to the stage. Just know it's always so hard for me to look at these thumbnails. So I'm just going to take a deep breath. Okay, there's the thumbnail. So this episode 107, that was my 2 year anniversary, where I tried my best to lay out the scriptural case that I had spent 2 years making. I didn't get into the evidence for Joseph Smith specifically in this episode. That still is yet to come, because it's so much. It's really a challenge to get it into one episode. But when I recorded this episode in early February 2024, the channel had just surpassed 15,000 subscribers. So you can see that the growth from the first year to the second year was 15 times how fast it had grown the first year. So that was really gratifying as well. Again, this episode ended up being shared broadly and widely, getting a lot of views, which makes me so happy. Please continue to share that episode, because I really do think that's the information I want people to take from this channel. And that, again, started the channel growing fast. After that episode started kind of going viral for our channel, subscribers started to pour in at a much faster rate. And then let's see. Oh, and then in March, a few weeks later, I started making shorts because I get so much. Everybody has opinions. Everyone has feedback, right? I'm just doing what I can do and the best I can. But a lot of people really like the long discussions where get so much into the details, and that's what I feel the most drawn to. What I feel like I'm. Yeah, what I want to do, what I'm good at, because I really like getting into the nitty gritty and the details and laying it out so people can see everything that I'm seeing. They don't have to take my word for anything. But I have gotten the complaints that people just, it's too much for a lot of people. They can't show them, right? So starting in March, I kind of had some thoughts and what felt like some inspiration, and I started doing shorts. A couple of weeks into March, that's what I started doing. And then so our team is made up primarily of three people. There's me, my editor, who I call her my fairy god producer because she just showed up on my porch one day and I felt like she was a guardian angel sent by God to help me. It was such a blessing. Thank you, Karen. And then this last year, I've had now my fairy god web producer and now shorts animator who a similar story. His wife volunteered to help me with something, and we were just. I'm so non-techie. I was just having people help me count things. It was actually deeds, and I signed different chunks to different people that we were all going through by hand. And her husband is a I don't know what you'd even call him. He's like one of those brilliant technology guys. And he was like, oh, I can set a program up for that. So before anyone had even finished their chunk, he just sent me the project finished. And then we continued to engage. And he has come on board and set up my website. And then a few weeks after I started doing shorts, he just sent me one of the shorts I had recorded that he had animated. So he's become now the shorts animator, which I just think he's brilliant at it. Thank you, Adrian and Rayetta, and thank you, Karen and William. It's been wonderful. And everyone should know our entire team is purely volunteer. None of us are making money from this. The money that comes in that I so appreciate goes right back into the channel because we are also dedicated to spreading this message that we want to spread. This message we want to share. We want to get the message out there, and that's far more important to all of us. So actually, we are all donating and dedicating our time to this, and we're all contributing to it as well. We're using our own funds to help build this channel. So just so everybody knows that that's where we are, that's what we're doing. None of us is independently wealthy. We just are all really committed to this. So I think if anyone wants to, I don't know, I guess I'm like, hey, this is an act of a labor of love and an act of service and commitment. So if anyone wants to accuse us of anything, I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, we'll keep going. Okay. So that when we started the shorts, that opened up an entirely new audience for the channel and started to bring in a lot more subscribers when I started to do the shorts. And then when Adrian started to animate the shorts, many of you have seen them. Hopefully, if you haven't, go watch them because they are, I think, fantastic. And that is when the channel really started going crazy. And that was in April. Our biggest growth was in April because I think that's when the shorts came online and just viewers started pouring in and subscribing. That's what's been fascinating. You can't create subscribers, at least I don't know how. People subscribe because they like your content. As we've seen, that doesn't necessarily mean that they watch all of your content, but they subscribe because they like your content, right? So just putting content out there doesn't bring subscribers, but putting content out that people are interested in and find engaging apparently does result in subscribers. So I want to that's how I think. I mean, that's my understanding of the growth of this channel. That's what I've seen. That's what our analytics show, and that's how the engagement has occurred. So of course, as I said, it does pose some challenges because we watched the channel starting to just balloon. It grew really fast in March, grew faster in April. April just blew us all away. It seems to be slowing down a bit in May. I think maybe we've gotten the bump that most of the bump that we're going to get from adding the shorts has happened. And so we're just going to keep going and see where it goes from here. But one of the challenges that we have seen and that we've all had conversations about, and it's always like I said, it poses new opportunities and new challenges. A lot of the new subscribers have been subscribing as a result of the shorts. As I said, the subscribers for the long form videos have increased as well. But The shorts viewers, they're a completely different audience than the long form video viewers, which makes complete sense. They're a completely different product, right? If you're watching a 60-second short video and really liking it, that doesn't necessarily mean you want to engage in the 2-hour videos in that content. And that's what we've seen happening. And so not as many shorts viewers have transitioned over to long form videos as maybe we would have hoped. Like I didn't see this problem, I guess if you can call it a problem. I didn't see this happening when we started to do the shorts. I wasn't experienced enough to anticipate this. So what we've talked about, what we've kind of decided is we basically have two audiences at this point. We have the audience of the long form videos, who I hope are also engaging with the shorts because they're fun. But then we also have the viewers of the shorts who aren't necessarily engaging with the long form content, which makes sense. Also, with our long form content, it is more of an investment of time. I am so appreciative of this core of 3,000 to 5,000 viewers, maybe even more, who just consistently watch every episode because they find they are so interested in this topic, as I am, and that number continues to grow. There are a lot of ways to go about this. I'm so thankful for that group, but that doesn't mean that's the only group we want to serve. That is a growing group. We also want to spread this message to people who aren't necessarily invested enough in it to engage the time to really gain the deep understanding that I'm trying to provide in the long form videos. So that's really what the situation is. So also another thing is I say in almost every episode, please engage with these episodes from the beginning. Please try to understand where we've come from. So we are seeing just a constant steady rise in all of our videos across the board as people go through them. So a lot of people that are new subscribers go back to the beginning and aren't necessarily watching the newest release of my Sunday episodes that tend to be the long ones. So I wanted to give people kind of an overview of what's happening, because I think one of the challenges for us as well as and one of the things that people are seeing is like the channel is growing astronomically in subscribers, but the views on the Sunday episodes aren't growing at the same rate. And I think that's where the accusations are coming from, is that people are making assumptions about what would be happening. So I hope that explains it. I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I've laid everything out. That I just have a couple of notes that I wanted to make sure I included. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. So hopefully that explains it. But I know that there are people. So I want to make a distinction. There are some people who have asked me about this. One in particular that I'm going to share with you, and I actually appreciate that. Like I'm fine with. I mean, I wish it weren't quite so loaded, and I'll get to it. But I appreciate him at least saying, "Hey, do you have any comments on this? This is what we're seeing." It has come to my attention that the really dedicated lovers of polygamy and haters of 132 problems, that core of polygamy pushers who just hate what I'm doing, that they are now going all over social media accusing me of, I guess it's fake subscribers. That's what I said, like YouTube fraud, whatever they're wanting to accuse me of. People have been sending me screenshots. Most of these people have me blocked so that they can, I don't know, so they can have the moral virtue, uprightness of having me blocked while posting about me and commenting about me that I can't see and can't refute. And then also several of them also have fake accounts so they can engage with me while also having the like sanctimonious moral virtue of having me blocked. It's a mind. The polygamy world is weird, including the world of LDS people who love polygamy. That's who most of these people are. And so I just don't have much respect for any of this. So I'm going to share some of this. I also want to say I was going to do this episode earlier this week. That was my my intention, because when we got this questionnaire from another channel that I'm going to share with you for a minute, I'm like, oh, other people are seeing what we're seeing. I better address it. And so that's what I had intended to do. But you'll see in this Sunday's episode, I mentioned it in the introduction. It has been an absolutely insane, I guess, about 6 weeks. As many of you know, I was sick for an extended period of time and completely exhausted and depleted. And then after that, actually the very day that I first started to feel like, oh, I think I don't have a sore throat and a headache today, I was still very exhausted. But some very stressful things started happening that day that I'm still dealing with, coping with, not sure I want to talk about. And so that was actually last Sunday, and then a week ago, Sunday, I think, right? And then as just as I was trying to recover from that, you won't believe this. I know you won't believe this, but as I was trying to recover from that on Thursday morning, first thing, I was in a pretty pretty serious car accident. I had just taken my 15-year-old, my little Brigham, who many of you saw doing the introduction several weeks ago. I just took him the night before to get his learner's permit. He drove great that whole night. The next morning, I was letting him drive to school. There was no traffic on the road, and he just turned a little too far and then panicked and slammed on the gas instead of the brake. And we got up to about this poor boy. It's so hard to learn to drive. We accelerated to about 20 to 25 and jumped the curb and straight into a tree right on my side of the car. Luckily, I mean, I've been praying ever since. There were no pedestrians, there were no bikers. There wasn't a mama with a stroller, so we just were able to hit the tree. No broken bones, lacerations, all of the airbags exploded. My my minivan is totaled. I'm without a car. And I've been, of course, my son is made of rubber. He bounced back quickly. The impact was actually on my side of the car. And emotionally, he was obviously in pretty bad shock, and it was pretty hard on him, poor little guy. But he's doing great. I've been dealing with whiplash and migraines, and, but the chiropractor is helping. So anyway, that's part of why. And then going forward, I think all of that stress, when my body was already weakened, and I ended up getting sick again. I recorded the interview that's going to be released on Sunday, and I'm so excited to bring this discussion with Gary Arnell, but I actually, for the first time in my life, was fainting. I was having fainting spells as I was trying to record it. That's never happened to me before. So Gary had to keep waiting as I would pause and lie down with my feet up so I wouldn't completely lose consciousness. This is what's been going on in my world. It's been insane. So finally, I have started to feel better, and I've been working so hard on the episodes that it's really frustrating. The episodes that I'm trying to get caught up on, plus the rest of life that I'm trying to get caught up on, it's really hard to catch up on 4+ weeks of laundry with a big family. Many of you will understand that. It's been crazy, and trying to get my energy back. And then also, so anyway, that's what's happening. I've been trying to catch up on these episodes as well. So it's really frustrating to have to take time away from all of that to address these accusations, but that's what I'm doing. So there's a little bit of a window into my crazy life for anyone that was interested. Sorry to go into all of the details for anyone that wasn't, but I want to share some analytics that show up on my channel, just so you can see what I'm talking about, see what I'm seeing. And I hope I hope I'm not sharing anything that is insider information. I'm actually not technologically, it's not my thing. I know very little about how YouTube works. I've been figuring it out, but I'm so glad to have people on board that are helping me. If anybody else feels like they would want to help this channel and they have expertise or ideas, please don't hesitate to offer, to ask. We're all working our tails off, and we're constantly we're doing now the videos, the shorts. My editor has also started to make compilation videos that are just shorter versions of our longer videos, which have also been excellent and brought in new viewers. And we're starting some new series as well, some new series. I don't know how you say that, but that I think are going to be excellent and bring in more viewers, help spread this message further. So we're really excited about what we're doing, but we just keep piling on the amount of work for each of us. I think maybe in particular me. So anyone who wants to help, please feel free to reach out and let us know, and we would love that. I know there have been people who've reached out. I haven't always gotten back. Keep doing it. Do it again. Just, if I don't remember to respond right away, things get buried and I can't remember the names. I have some people in mind that I know have offered to help that I'm not remembering. So we would love your help with this channel. So let me add this. YouTube does a monthly recap, and this actually showed up last week as these allegations were coming in. So I was like, oh, this is useful. I'll just grab some screenshots. So it's showing me the April recap. It has a little picture there of one of our shorts that we produced. The shorts really have been fun. So here's what we got up to, and I'll just show you a couple of the things that we are seeing. So the monthly highlight. So remember, April is the month when our channel doubled. We had the most growth in April. And but the recap shows us that we got a record number of views. We got a record number of subscribers, but our views were actually, that was more of a record than our subscribers. So that's what YouTube chose to highlight, because the allegation is basically that our subscribers are going up more than our view and aren't being justified by our views. And I'm trying to show you what you're missing, people making that claim. So then let me go to this next slide. I just have 4 of these, I think. So here is the really important channel that you can see that in April, our channel got 600% more views than it ever had before. You can see how it grew astronomically in March with that anniversary episode. And then that's when we started the shorts. April is when we put out the animated shorts. We really started those, as well as those videos I'm talking about that I'm going to show you in a minute. The anniversary episode and others have just continued to balloon over this time. And so our April views were 6 times greater than any other month that we've had. So while our subscribers doubled, our views went up 6-fold. So you can see that actually the growth of the channel is well justified by views, just not necessarily views on each new weekly episode. Another thing I was going to say, let me take this off for just a second, is that a lot of our viewers tune in for some episodes that they're really interested in, but not necessarily every episode, right? Because it is an investment in time. So we have that dedicated core of 3,000 to 5,000, but then there are, many people that tune into an episode here or an episode there. Or then we have people like, I don't know, Brian Hale, Stephen Pinecker, others who respond to our episodes without ever even watching them, right? And so that's always fun. But so anyway, back to this. I'm just trying to explain how our viewership works and why it looks the way it does to those who are taking interest. So I think I have a couple more channels, a couple more pages. I hope these are okay to share. If I'm giving away any trade secrets, I guess I'll know. So this was the one I didn't know if we should share or not, but you can see what happened with our channel in April. It was actually 95% of our views were new viewers. Was this a huge mass of viewership coming in because of the new content that we were creating? And so we that core of returning viewers actually only represented 5% of our views in April, which is when we had that huge climb in subscribers. I'm showing you this to show you that no, you're not correct, that our subscriptions are not justified by our views. They very much are. This is what's been happening. And then, I was going to show one more slide, and I guess I didn't get it. I guess this is what it was. This one. I crossed out how many views we have because I was like, I don't know if it's bad if people know how many hundreds of thousands of views we have or not, but I did. I edited that out because it told us how many hundreds of thousands of views we have. And it far, far exceeds our subscriber count. It is, a multiple of our subscriber count. So in case anybody is worried about that, there's the information. Now, I did want to go over just a couple of the things that have been happening. So that's where this next picture I showed you. So episode 113, we've had some episodes, as I said, that a lot of people tune into, which I find really gratifying. I'm thankful for that. These are also some that we promote because they're messages that I care about. I want to get in front of more eyeballs. All you can do on YouTube is promote videos, which means it's just marketing. It just puts it in, it shows an ad on more people's screen. And that's what all of the money that comes in from YouTube and much of the donations I put back into the channel, as I said. So some of these videos we promote, but all we could do is promote. And YouTube says the promotion should be like for every $200 you spend, I think it's something like 800 to 1,000 views that's what it tells you to plan on. I will just tell you our promotions like exponentially exceed that. And I think it is because of the content, right? People are interested in the content that we are producing. Also, YouTube can't guarantee, it doesn't promise any subscribers from promotions. The subscribers, YouTube can't make you have subscribers. It's people subscribe if they like your content. We are getting far more subscribers per dollar spent than YouTube even thinks that we'll get per view. How can I explain that? YouTube says you get so many views per dollar spent. We're getting more subscribers than what they say to plan on for views. Like, people are interested in our content. So when we do promote videos, it goes a really long way because of the content we're producing, right? So this episode 113, as of today, has over 35,000 views. Or I guess we're right at, I think just when I started this, we were at like 34,999. So we're passing 35,000 views today on this video. These are some that I've done recently that have, that I would recommend that people watch, or I hope that people would watch. Obviously, I love it if people watch all the episodes, and I think that they're all valuable. But these are some that a lot of people have thankfully chosen to watch. This next video is the year anniversary. That picture's a little, but you can see episode 107 as of today has over 65,000 views. And that's on one of our long form videos, not just one of our shorts. So that one really has spread a lot. I hope that people are still sharing it, because I think it's, if people don't want to watch this video, I wish I could write it in a book, and I will at some point, but this is information that I think that people should be aware of in general. All people in our church and outside of our church, because I think it's important to speak to both audiences, right? I don't want people who aren't Mormons, or who never have been Mormon, or have left the church, to think false things about our church any more than I want us who are members to think false things. So there's that episode. I'm just trying to show you again some of where the growth has come from. And now we'll get to some of the shorts. So I'll just show you two of the shorts. A lot of our shorts are up around 15,000, 20,000 views. And so this short, this was, why did the LDS Church remove this from the Doctrine and Covenants? And it's kind of a bummer. We've talked about this so much as a team. We don't get to choose the thumbnail for our shorts. I guess it's not just us. On YouTube, you don't get to choose the thumbnail for your short. So sometimes we get a boring thumbnail, and that really hurts our views compared to some of the others, I shall see. But this is one that is talking about section 101 in the Doctrine and Covenants being taken out in 1880 when section 132 was added. That video has over 35,000 views. And then this video, that's who changed Joseph Smith's journal and why, specifically about the October 5th, 1843 journal entry in Joseph Smith's journal. This one, as of today, has over 125,000 views. So you can see where a lot of these views are coming from. And then, as I said, this is just some of our videos. There are many others as well, and they are all performing well and just increasing gradually as we go. So I wanted to show all of that to dispel any of the rumors, myths, claims that we are somehow, that I'm a YouTube genius, that I somehow have figured out how to hack the system, and I have, like, I don't know, I have untold hundreds of thousands of dollars, however much it would cost, I don't even know, to buy subscribers. And somehow YouTube is allowing me to do that. It's this magical thinking that people want to apply to try to dismiss this channel and the success that we are having in changing hearts and minds and reaching people, which is what I really hope that we are doing. And buying subscribers, even if that were a thing, and even if I knew how to do it, that would not help us accomplish the goals that we have for this channel, which is just spreading what we believe to be truth and helping people overcome false traditions. So I'm going to go ahead and read this query that came in to the to our 132problems.org, to our website. My goodness, my brain can't think of things. And so my concussion has gotten a lot better from the accident, but I still am sometimes searching for words. So anyway, it has been quite a ride, right? And I will say, I've had to joke. I say it a little bit in my episode as well. And my little guy is such a good sport, Brigham. I just kind of laughed with my mom. I was like, I should have known that Brigham would try to get me. So Brigham was out to get me because we have to laugh about the fact that I named my son Brigham, and he is a doll face and adorable, and he's doing really well. So, and he has a great sense of humor, and we have a lot of fun with it. So, anyway, that's been one of our jokes. Is apparently Brigham is out to get me now. So, but okay, I'm going to go ahead and read this email, this query that came in. So this says, Michelle or other 132 Problems team member. My name is Luke Hansen, and I am the editor-in-chief at the newly formed Ward Radio News. I am writing to inquire about an oddity I was made aware of last week with the 132 Problems YouTube channel. By all appearances, the channel has apparently been gaining a massive influx in non-organic subscriptions. So that's where the first time I ever heard the term non-organic subscriptions, I was like, okay, I mean, I'm an organic gardener, so apparently we're using fertilizer on the subscriptions. Anyway, I had to look up what that meant. As of this writing, the channel has over 80,000 subscribers, up over 10,000 from last week, and up over 40,000 from mid-April. The views, that's not quite right, but it's not way off base either. The views on videos released over this period suggest the channel can't organically be growing in subscribers at this time. So again, he's just looking at the long form videos, I assume, and because that is not what our YouTube analytics are telling us, as I just showed you. He says, I have the following questions. 1, are you aware of this ballooning in subscribers and that it is not organic? So that was the thing that was like, oh my gosh, thank you for building your assumptions into the questions. 2, have you or a 132 Problems team member attempted to boost subscribers with purchase subscriptions? Well, I'll read my answers to these questions in a minute. 3, are you aware of anyone who might be artificially inflating your subscriber count to help your channel? That was interesting. 4, are you, and at least I will say, at least he was like trying to come up with possibilities to not just automatically assign blame. So I appreciated that. 4, are you aware of anyone who might be artificially inflating your subscriber count to sabotage your channel, e.g., by tanking your click-through rate, getting it banned for fake subscribers, etc.? 5, are there any other comments you want to make regarding your channel? Your response would be greatly appreciated. Best regards, Luke Hansen. So thank you, Luke, for reaching out as opposed to the other people who are just spreading information. Apparently, I've been told that a video is coming out at some point. I don't even know. I shouldn't do it the advertising because they don't have a big platform to release the videos on. But I just assume that this story is going to spread because it has been astounding how this channel has been growing, and people are looking for explanations, including my team. That's why we have done this investigation to try to figure out what's going on. So I'm just going to, last thing I'll do is read my response to Luke, and then you guys can do what you will with it. So let's see if I left anything else out. I didn't realize I had a few more notes. So this is my response to Luke. Luke, thank you for your question and your interest in 132 Problems. Yes, we have experienced remarkable growth this past year, and particularly the last few months. Nobody is more surprised than we are, but it is extremely gratifying. I found your questions fascinating. I had never heard of a distinction between organic and non-organic subscribers, and I have never heard anyone claim that YouTube subscribers could be purchased, let alone by the tens of thousands. I did some searching and found several shady companies that advertise that they can help you buy subscribers, but pretty much all of them have terrible reviews and in general seem to be based on false hope and sketchy and ineffective tactics. Everything I read or watched about it made it clear that it was not effective or worthwhile. That's true. I had to do this research. My web designer, he just did a search and sent it to me and was like, oh, I guess you can purchase, because a bunch of sponsored results come up that say buy YouTube, but then I did the more research to actually look into it and watch videos on it and read articles on it and look at anyway, business reviews. Yeah, not an actual thing that I could see. I said, if you have discovered that there is a feasible way to effectively purchase YouTube subscribers by the tens of thousands without being caught by YouTube, it sounds like that should be your story. I think many channels would love to know that secret. I'm going to cough. Can't edit that out because it's alive. So I went on to say, what you are clearly not aware of is that we started producing shorts for our channel in March, just as I just explained. and started animating them a few weeks later. I was aware that 2-hour videos are not for everyone, so I was happy to find a way to spread the message to a different audience. The channel was already growing very quickly at that point, but the rapid increase in subscribers has coincided with our introduction of shorts. Our subscribers have nearly doubled in the past 28 days in April, specifically, and our views are up 500%. I at that point thought it was 500%. When I got the April analytics, it's 600%. Our views are up 600% during the same period. So our views are actually up more than our subscriber count. At this point, the majority of viewers who subscribe to the shorts have not transitioned over to the long form videos. This is just what I already explained. So a bit redundant, forgive me, which is not surprising since they are such different formats and different audiences. We recognize and accept that we basically have two audiences at this point, so we are producing content for each of them, which we are excited to do since it is helping get the message out to more people. In practically every episode, I suggest that people watch the episodes from the beginning, so all of our videos are continuing to gain views. Hopefully this helps explain why the dramatic increase in subscribers is not necessarily reflected in views of each newly released long form video. To answer your question, so here's where I answered his questions. Number one, are you aware that this ballooning in are you aware of this ballooning in subscribers and that it is not organic? My answer, we are of course aware of the growth of our channel. It is gratifying and humbling and presents new challenges and opportunities. No, we are not aware that it is not organic. Please explain exactly what you mean by your claim that it is not organic. What are you suggesting YouTube channels can do to experience non-organic growth? If you know these trade secrets, are you employing them for your channel? Why or why not? Why aren't all of these channels up to, many hundreds of thousands of subscribers if they know that you can purchase subscribers, if that's a thing? Number two, have you or a 132 Problems team member attempted to boost subscribers with purchased subscriptions? No, we have not. Again, I had no idea this was possible. Please explain how this would work. How much would it cost to purchase tens of thousands of subscribers? And how would you go about doing it? This is a labor of love for all involved. We each volunteer our time and put our own money into this channel because we care deeply about this message. Our team consists of my editor, my web designer / shorts animator, and myself. None of us are making an income and none of us are independently wealthy. We appreciate the donations that come in, and I use most of the small amount from YouTube each month and the donations to promote important videos to try to spread this message because that is the priority. So I will say that again. If anyone would like to help us to spread this message, please consider donating to this channel if you haven't already done so. It helps us a lot. If it is possible to boost YouTube subscribers with purchase subscriptions, it sounds like that should be your story. That would be huge. Number three, are you aware of anyone who might be artificially inflating your subscriber count to help your channel? Nope. This takes things to a whole new level. Now you are claiming it is possible to purchase subscribers for somebody else's channel. Again, please explain how this would work. I am still anxious to hear how a channel would purchase subscribers for themselves, but how in the world would they do it for someone else? Wouldn't it require somebody to hack into our channel? Are you claiming that is possible? That YouTube security measures are weak? If so, again, that sounds like a huge story that you should pursue. Or are you claiming it is possible to just buy subscribers for a YouTube channel without having access to their management page? I don't know how that would work. I would love to hear your information on this. It sounds fascinating. Number four, are you aware of anyone who might be artificially inflating your subscriber count to sabotage your channel? For example, by tanking your click-through rate. That was another term that I was introduced to in this email that I had to look up. Getting it banned for fake subscribers, etc. So with this answer, I say, see answer to question number three, which was somewhat similar. And then I go on to say, I appreciate that in this question, you acknowledge that YouTube would ban a channel for fake subscribers. I would love to know how you think we are beating the system and outsmarting YouTube with your claim that we have tens of thousands of fake subscribers. Again, if that is possible, YouTube channels, many YouTube channels would love to know about it, and that should be your story. I don't understand YouTube well enough to know how things like click-through rate affect it, but our click-through rate is right in range with what YouTube says it should be. If you have discovered that it is possible to tank someone's channel by artificially inflating their subscriber count, you have a major story on your hands. I keep trying to drive this point home. There is a bigger story here than my channel if these things are possible that he's claiming. I hope you will pursue it and expose these massive problems at YouTube. Question number 5, are there any other comments you want to make regarding your channel? This is my answer. We are doing what we are doing out of pure commitment and belief that we are sharing important truths and that truth is worth sharing. The growth of our channel has been surprising and gratifying, as I believe it would be for any channel. It has also introduced new challenges and opportunities that we are hoping to navigate well. We are committed to spreading the truth about polygamy, primarily because we want people to understand the true nature of God. Believing in a God that views women as property to be taken and given with no care of their own experiences, desires, thoughts, and feelings destroys faith. Believing in a God who would send a sword-wielding angel to threaten his prophet with death and destruction if he didn't betray his wife, and would threaten his wife with destruction if she didn't comply, destroys faith. In addition, we believe it is important to help people understand the truth about Joseph and Emma Smith, the couple chosen by God to usher in this dispensation. The evidence that has been relied on to claim that Joseph was a polygamist who used his position to marry girls and women of all ages, who betrayed his wife, who continually lied about it to everyone, including his own people and his own wife, destroys faith. Believing that Emma, who sacrificed her all for the restoration and was universally loved, admired, and respected, was actually a selfish, jealous, unhinged, crazy person who not only wanted her husband dead, but according to Brigham Young, actually attempted to murder him multiple times and was, quote, a child of hell and literally the most wicked woman on the earth, should be offensive to all members of the church. Our church's history with polygamy is troubling and problematic, but our message is that it does not need to destroy faith in the gospel of Jesus Christ or in the church. We see God's hand in all of this, including the massive good the Utah-based church has done and continues to do. Our team is made up of fully active, faithful members who love the church. 2 of us have missionaries currently serving. We fulfill our callings. One recently served as bishop. Another has served as Relief Society president. Another's husband is currently serving on the High Council. Our full desire is to increase faith in God and in the restoration, and to help retain activity in the church that we love, even if there are areas where we don't fully agree. And that was the end of my email response. That is the truth of this channel for all of the people on both sides hoping that I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's just not true. This is the truth of what we are trying to accomplish, what we are hoping to accomplish, the messages that we are working so hard to spread, that we are thrilled to see them spreading and catching on. That is the truth about our channel. If anyone has any suggestions of what we could be doing differently with our channel, I again would love to hear them. And if anyone hears these allegations, if anyone sees them posted, especially by these polygamy promoters that have no problem just saying anything about anyone with no evidence, they just like to spread allegations in order to defend their position, please go ahead and share this video or clips from it or just facts from it. And if anyone has any additional questions, feel free to post them. Feel free to comment. And we have the website where you can send in queries, as Luke did. And anyway, I'm happy to engage, to answer any questions, to take any feedback. We are just trying to do our best over here. And so thank you again for tuning in. And I really hope people will consider tuning in on Sunday. It's an important episode, in my opinion, with another recently released bishop who has been engaging in this channel for the past, I think, 18 months, and him talking about navigating his faith journey as he has learned these things that were all new to him. And I think it is a valuable discussion that I hope many people will hear. And we have a lot more incredibly important topics coming out. My week after that, next Sunday, I wanted to do it this Sunday, but as I said, there's been a lot going on. I'm having to take time away to do these things. Next Sunday will be my response to Bill Reel and his claims about the deeds. And going forward, we have a lot more fantastic content, in my opinion, topics that I am so excited to get out there. There is a lot more to be said on this topic. So I hope people will continue to tune in. And thank you so much for joining us. I will see you next time.